All right, boom. So this gonna be Damian Porter, man. Shout out to Real Story with Damian Porter, man. Um, like I said, yeah, shout out to Real Story, Damian Porter, and this gonna be an essay by the name of Streets Legends. He basically dissing the whole black race. So we gonna get into this, man. Um, but before we do, make sure you follow me on Kick, Twitch, Discord, IG, TikTok, Rumble. Hit that like button, hit that hype button. Let's get into it.
Welcome to another episode, everyone. Cali Legends has been disrespectful, caught disrespecting the entire black race. Now, of course, I just did a reaction because he had some stuff to say about the Marvelous situation and Lucky and all that. So I spoke on that. And he was saying that he was cool and that we should all be cool and everybody hold each other accountable. And it sounded like he had a good head on his shoulders. And like he didn't want a war and he was cool with the brothers and all of this. And then he slips up and says this. And I guess the people in his comments were telling him, hey man, you just said some stuff, might want to take it down. So he ended up taking it down. But these other dudes, they already got a hold of it and clipped it. And this is King Supreme TV who got a hold of the video. So let's get into it. I was trying to be done with this race shit back and forth. I was done with it. I started talking. I said I was done. I thought we had settled that and we was done. But not so, bro. Because this dude just went on some other shit. This dude Kelly, who's supposed to be, man, let's get into it. This is fucking crazy.
This dude.
From that point to this point, I want you to listen to this clip.
Your ignorance out on social media. Another thing, I went out and I got behind you when you went and talked to the Mayates because they had the impression that you were representing somebody, and you don't represent nobody, homie.
See what he's talking about, the Viral Way Hood podcast. The Viral Way podcast.
The Mayate just rolled off his tongue like that's just his everyday speech. That's nothing. That's just regular talk for him, bro. Believe that. But he knows what he's saying. He knows that it's racist. He knows exactly what he's saying. He doesn't care. After all of this shit then died down, black and brown, let's unite and all of this stuff, he's supposed to be one of the ones helping with that effort to unite here on the internet, on YouTube, one of the OGs. Instead, he does this. If you didn't do nothing wrong, then why take it down? Because I know some people gonna say, oh, Mayate is a black bug, or Mayate is a disrespectful term to black people. Period. Fuck all that bullshit. Period. That's it. And he just said it. And until we acknowledge the fact that these individuals are not held accountable, that they must be getting sanctioned from up top, that it's okay to do this sort of stuff, then nothing is going to change. Because it's like, where's the allyship at? Where's the allies? Because if y'all not holding these individuals accountable, there can be no allyship. How?
Marvelous Inc. pulled up to the Viral Way podcast, and he was speaking for the La Raza. And he's an OG from, Matavia and Eastside LA. Now, Cali Hood Legends is an OG from Matavia. But he said the blacks was under the impression that you was representing the raza, and you don't represent the raza, because this is why they're saying that he don't represent the raza. Marvelous Inc. had sex with a 16-year-old girl, right, and got her pregnant. He did a tattoo for her, right? She pulled up to his house. He did a tattoo for her, right? And
So this is King Supreme TV, as I said. Don't worry, he about to he about to play some more of this clip from Cali Legends, who's about to say some more stuff. He about to call Spody Face a coward. Call Spody Face out after he already said this Mayate shit. This is the individual, an OG, who's supposed to be de-escalating the situation. Now we finding out, according to King Supreme TV anyway, that Marvelous wasn't arrested for dealing with a minor, 16-year-old. And yet this is the individual that is on air, going back and forth as if he's speaking for the Southsiders, talking about war. It's all a mess, bro.
he was looking at her, liked what he was seeing. One thing led to another. He smashed her. He hit it raw. He impregnated her. That's how it be happening. 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 Had to put my juvenile voice on. Yeah. So you gave her a tattoo, and he said he didn't know. Now, Marvelous Inc.'s excuse was, man, I didn't know she was 16. She gave me a fake ID. I didn't know. But you still hit it raw. You smashed her. You hit it raw. You impregnated her. So now the Raza is saying he ain't a Raza because he's a Chomo. Marvelous Inc. responds and said, I'm not a Chomo. She gave me a fake ID. That's the only reason that I had sex with her, man. You did?
Social media. Another thing, I went out and I got behind you when you went and talked to the Mayates because they had the impression that you were representing somebody. And you don't represent nobody, homie, but yourself. And you should have made that clear to them. You should have said, hey, man, I'm not talking for nobody, representing nobody. This is just my opinion, So what I did was try to go slip up behind you, try to put fires out. Because I heard what you said and I heard what they said after you left. So you got everything all twisted and all.
All right. So how that came about, right? I believe he possibly took that off his video because when I went over there trying to look for it, it was taken out. I believe people were telling him in the comment section to take it out. But how do we go to this point, right? It seems like Lucky had been having an issue with somebody from his neighborhood or somebody who was from his neighborhood. Don't know. It's not my.
Marvelous Inc. is from Matavia or was from Matavia. The essay said he ain't from the hood no more. He can't pull up to the set. He don't speak for the raza. He's on his own. He don't speak for the raza. So a lot of Mexicans was pissed off about the fact that he pulled up to a Viral Way podcast and he made it seem like he was speaking for the raza.
I'm going to address this in a minute, but he about to play some more of a clip from Cali Legends. And he has some things to say about it as well that's interesting. I saw some of this. Then I'm going to say what I got to say and get on the rest of my day and the rest of my content for the day. Thought we was done with this bullshit, these racist motherfuckers. But the thing is, it's embedded and ingrained in some of them, not all, but many. They just can't get out of their system. No black person was raised to hate Latinos just because they're Latino. No black person is even raised to hate white people just because they're white. We're just not raised that way. We just don't believe in that shit. You have to do something to us for us not to like. After all we've been through, yet every race has a derogatory term for us in their own language. Every race. But yet, and still, every race is apparently obsessed with us. They're obsessed with black people. Can't stop talking about it. Hate us so fucking much. Can't stop talking about us, bro. Can't stop listening to our music. Can't stop eating our damn food. Can't stop having sex with our women. Can't stop having sex with our men. But you hate us so fucking much. But it's really just envy, bro. I get it. I understand why you're envious. I promise you. I understand. It's like, man, these motherfuckers, boy, damn. I get it. But let's continue, man. Disappointed in Cali Legends, man. Not surprised, though, I guess. Shouldn't be surprised, bro. Disappointed only because he's an OG and we just had this discussion a week or so ago where he did a video talking about me. And as I said in that video, he did a video 6-7 months ago where he's talking about me and basically how I'm a racist and how I'm always stirring up stuff with the Southsiders because of my content when I'm talking about riots and stuff in the county jail. I ain't saying nothing bad about the Southsiders. I'm just recalling events in my fucking life. How does that make me a racist? No, now we see why this shit is coming. Why he's pointing the finger calling everybody else a racist. I've never said a derogatory thing about the Latinos. I can tell you that. Go through all of my content. This type of word has never come out of my mouth about a whole race. So who's the fucking racist, bro? They always like to point the finger. They always like to say you're oversensitive, you're playing the victim and this and that. No, this is how you people think. This is how you really feel. It's okay, but don't be making videos like you're trying to quell the situation, resolve the situation, like you're trying to unite. When really behind closed doors, this is how you feel. At least I'm truthful with who I am and how the fuck I feel. I don't hide it. Nothing worse than a hypocrite. I remember Malcolm X saying that an older woman told him something that stuck with him for all of his life. When he's recalling and recounting his story, he's older. Of course, he died when he was 39 years old, so he's not that much older, but he's older than he was when the situation that took place. And an older woman told Malcolm X, you know what, this is when he was Detroit Red in the street, being a thug. She said, you know what I like about you, Malcolm? Is you're no good, but you don't try to hide it. You're not a hypocrite. And Malcolm said that's always stuck with me. He's recounting this story decades later. It always stuck with him. Yeah, this is what we respect. This is what people respect. An old woman respects that, even out of a child. You ain't no good, but at least you don't try to act like you are. You're a racist, but at least you don't try to act like you're not. At least we know what we're dealing with. There's nothing worse than a hypocrite. There's nothing worse than someone who comes out like they're on one side. Let's unite. Let's do this and that. Let's come together. Let's calm everything down. Everybody calm down. Hey, OGs, let's get involved and resolve this situation. But really how you feel is, fuck those mayates. There's nothing worse than a hypocrite.
Raza said, nah, he ain't speaking for us. He's a chomo. So Cali Hood Legends address Marvelous Inc. because keep in mind, they're from the same hood. They're both from Maravilla out there in East LA. So Cali Hood Legends said, hey, man, I defended you. I had your back. At one particular time, you was dealing with those mayates. you know that's how they talk.
Business, I don't care. But because of this, it's an ongoing issue for the past year.
He said Lucky gave his location. Why would I pull up to a spot when you with all your homeboys? See, that's the coward mindset. If I'm telling you we can meet up for a fade, videotape it, nobody get hurt, nobody get jumped, nobody get shot, nobody goes to jail, me and you one-on-one, mano a mano, that's the real challenge right there. You can't tell me to pull up to an event when you got all your homeboys with you. That don't make sense. That's ducking the fade. That's like Sporty Face saying, hey, homeboy, we're going to be on Vernon Avenue. We're going to be on Vernon Avenue 40 deep, 50 deep, and you pull up and catch a fade with me on Vernon Avenue. You think Lucky going to pull up to Vernon Avenue? Hell no, that makes no sense. Sporty Face said we'll meet in a neutral zone. It ain't got to be your hood, my hood. You ain't going to pull up to a spot where it's going to be all my homies. It's going to be on paper. It's going to be legal. Nobody's going to get hurt. We get in the ring and settle it like that. So ain't nobody got to go to prison. Ain't nobody got to get jumped. That's the deal that Sporty Face offered. Why would Sporty Face pull up to Whittier and there's going to be 100 Mexicans? Why would Sporty Face pull up to Whittier and it's going to be 100 Mexicans out there? How stupid you think we are? Why would I pull up to Whittier and you're going to be posted up with 100 Mexicans? Just dumb. Some of these people are so dumb, it's crazy. You got a peanut for a brain, man.
Right? It came down to somebody's going to somebody's house, knocking on the door. The other person didn't open the door. And it's been video after video or in live after live talking about one another. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like, man, you just get down already, you know? I mean, you guys used to.
All right, let's go to the next video. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the Whittier and it's gonna be 100 Mexicans out there. Man, please. Pull up to a neutral zone and we can catch the fade that way. Now, this is the clip right here where he said, Mr. No Show. I want you to hear what this fool said.
Guy, Sporty Face. Things to say about.
And listen, I've heard a lot of Mexicans say that nobody pulled up. Why the hell would I pull up and there's going to be 100 Mexicans there? I'm going to pull up the Whittier. There's no blacks in Whittier, but I'm going to pull up the Whittier and you're going to have 100 vatos with you. You guys sound pretty damn dumb.
Hoodstock's apology, okay? And before I get into that, I'm going to talk about this guy, Sporty Face, okay? So Sporty Face made a little clip pretty much addressing Hoodstock's homies and telling them that they should deal with him for turning down a fade with him. That since when can you just turn down a fade just like that and pretty much be from a hood? Now, I think Sporty Face is too ignorant to see the big picture, okay? Now, you know, even some other knucklehead went, he has like 97 subscribers. He just opened up a channel just to talk smack and feels the same way as Sporty Face, that he feels like punching Lucky from Hoodstocks in the face, okay? Well, if he felt that way, he should have showed up to Hoodstocks deal where he was out there at I think it's called Drip Fit.
Why would Sporty Face pull up to an event when it's going to be 100 Mexicans out there, man? This is how ignorant these people are. I've heard a lot of people say this. Why would I pull up to Lucky's event and he's going to be with all his homeboys? It's in Whittier's. There's no blacks out there, but I'm supposed to pull up to Whittier with 100 Mexicans out there. Nah, homeboy. If I say we can meet up in a neutral place, get in a ring, therefore nobody gets shot, nobody goes.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, when I made my video, that fake apology, that none of the, you know, fuck all this. I'm not sugarcoating nothing else. That wasn't an apology from Lucky. Well, I said that at the time. I don't know what kind of, never said I'm sorry, never said an apology. I know somebody else made a video. He said I'm sorry, and it's still not enough. Bitch, he never said he was sorry. You weird ass motherfucking PC motherfucker. He never said he was sorry. I can accept an apology that was never offered, that was never given, never apologized, not one time. But anyway, I said then that I was glad that Sporty Face didn't pull up, or any black people pull up on him, because it's between Lucky and whoever had a problem with what he said, not between Arasa and the brothers. So he out there 100 deep, as we can see in the video, and I'm sure they were strapped and everything else. You pull up looking for a fight, just like he said, you're not coming on Vernon with 50 blacks, and it's just you. Talking about let's squabble. It just don't work that way, bro. And so now he's about to call Sporty Face a coward for not pulling up. No. We're not going to move the goalposts. We're not going to change the narrative. Sporty Face called Lucky out for a fight, for a fade. said that they can meet in a neutral area. Not my homeboys, not your homeboys. This is nothing to do with the brothers, nothing to do with the Rasa. I take exception to what you said. Me and you meet up man on man and squabble it out. Lucky said no, that he'll meet him over here. No, once you turned down the fade then, bro. Because I said I want to fade you and we're going to meet right here for this fade. In a neutral area. Not in my hood, not in your hood, it's in a neutral area. And once you say, no, meet me over here. No, I'm not meeting you where you want me to meet you. We can meet in a neutral area, but not where you want me to. No, I'm not coming to your hood. That doesn't make him a coward. That makes him smart. If this dude wanted to fight, we'd have met up and fought. But now he's saying that Spody Face is ignorant. Why is he saying that? Why is he calling this brother ignorant? What has he said or done that's ignorant, bro? Why are you putting this term on him, that he's ignorant? No. You're the ignorant one. You're the ignorant one. You sound like the ignorant one. You're acting like the ignorant one. At your ripe old age, you should know better than this shit that you're spewing now. I'm sorry. I'm about to take the gloves off. I don't like fighting with them any motherfucker.
Goes to jail, nobody gets jumped. That's the real way to take care of business. You're not going to tell me to pull up to your event and it's going to be 100 vatos, 100 Mexicans out there. That don't make any sense. You sound dumb.
Selling his merch. Instead, he chose to come on social media and talk nonsense. Okay. And as far as Spody Face goes, I think it was cowardice of him to not show up. Only him, nobody else. He could have showed up with a whole army. It didn't matter.
If he would have showed up to Whittier, that would have got other people involved who didn't need to get involved. That's stupid. These are grown men. Let's say Spody Face showed up with an army. Guess what? You're going to get people, a lot of people would have got hurt. People who had nothing to do with it would have got hurt. So in order to avoid all of that, he said, you know what? Because if I meet you in your area, you meet me in my area, so people are going to go to jail, people are going to hurt. So to avoid all of that, let's do it in the ring. And we can televise it. And it's mano and mano. My hood ain't going to jump in. Your hood ain't going to jump in. That's the right way to do things. I don't know what this old man is talking about. This dude is delusional. So I'm a coward for not pulling up the Whittier. Guess what? And it's going to be 100 Mexicans out there. Now we got to get people involved who ain't got nothing to do with it. Spody Face said, me and you, 101, mano y mano. Nobody else has to get involved. Lucky turned it down. What the hell Spody Face look like pulling up the Whittier and it's going to be 100 damn Mexicans out there? Ain't no black folks in Whittier.
Cowardice of him to not show up. Only him, nobody else. He could have showed up with a whole army. It didn't matter. Lucky said, I'll come right back at you with the same energy that you come at me. So if you would have,
yes, and I'm gonna come at you with the same energy, surrounded by 100 vatos and 100 Mexicans. Yes, it takes a lot of cojones to do that. It takes a lot of cojones to tell somebody to pull up and you're going to be out there with 100 Mexicans, 100 vatos. That's like Spody Face saying, pull up to Vernon Avenue. And we're going to catch this fade on Vernon Avenue. You think Lucky going to show up? That's stupid. Spody Face said, nah, we're going to do this the right way. One-on-one, mano with mano. None of our homeboys got to get involved. Nobody got to get jumped. Nobody got to get shot. Let's do this in the ring one-on-one. That is how real men handle things. Not getting your whole hood involved, not getting all your homeboys involved. Mano y mano, 101. But of course, you don't understand that, vato.
Over there, Spody Face, and wanted some, you would have got served. Simple as that. I'll come right back at you with the same energy that you come at me. So if you would have went over there, Spody Face, and wanted some, you would have got served. Simple as that. Oh, but he had all his homies. That's what everybody's saying. Even 16 to life. Oh yeah, it'd be ludicrous. You go over there with all them other guys there. You know, no, it ain't. It wouldn't be. Just real quick, I'm just going to mention two
It
situations.
would be ludicrous to pull up in his territory. That's his event. Why would I pull up to his event? He's going to have security out there. He got homeboys out there. It's going to be 100 vatos. Lucky has the advantage. Why? Because you're pulling up to his spot. You're pulling up to his event. Why would Sporty Face do that when he said we can pull up somewhere neutral and we can get in the ring and nobody ain't got to get hurt? We're not going to involve people that ain't got nothing to do with it. You're not going to involve your whole barrio. You're not going to involve your homeboys. It's going to be me and you one-on-one. That is the deal that Sporty Face offered. Now, that's manning up. You talk about manning up, that's what it is right there. Telling me to pull up to a spot, which is your event, you got 100 vatos out there with you, and you want to call somebody a coward? The nerve of this fool.
Okay? One of them was with my neighborhood and the guys from Lopez. Okay? Two homeboys had some pedo between each other. They had some beef. So we hooked it up for them. Man, there was probably like around 30 of my homies there. And maybe, I don't know how many of them came down, but it was equal or maybe a little less or maybe a little more of them, however it went. But these fools that wanted to get down ran that fade. Simple as that.
I'm not going to pull up to your event where you got all your homeboys.
Yeah, I'm not pulling up to your event with all of your homeboys either. We're going to meet somewhere neutral. And so there it is, man. There you have it. I don't know. He goes on and on, I'm sure. I'm going to stop it there. Calls Sporty Face a coward for not showing up to fight Lucky, even though Sporty Face, he called him ignorant, even though Sporty Face called Lucky out for a fade, said that they'd meet somewhere neutral and get that out the way. And Lucky said no. But somehow Sporty Face is the coward. And of course, let's not forget the Mayate that he just easily said like it's nothing. And as I said before, it was everywhere. It's on TikTok, these videos coming from Latinos, coming from Hispanics. I didn't make the fucking videos. Holler at your own people who made the videos. I'm gonna have to pull them up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull them up and play them where they are saying, and when I say, like, I'm talking about droves of multiples of, we're saying this when the ICE raids first started happening and people were saying, how come the blacks are not helping and all of that. And the Latinos start making videos on TikTok saying, well, because we're racist, because we're raised to be racist. We're raised to hate black people. We're raised to get closer to white people, to try to be white, to get close to whiteness, and to think that black is fucking filth. This is what they were saying. Time after time, video after video after video. Man, woman, old, young, they were all coming out of the woodwork saying this, bro. Saying, let's talk about it. Let's put it on the table. Let's address this shit. We are a racist people. We are taught to be racist. And of course, every race will say the same thing. Chinese, they all hate black people, supposedly. But we know what it's all about. I'm gonna have to get into it. I was trying to be done with this shit. But it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna have to say some things that's gonna probably rub some people the wrong way. When I expose the truth of history, the truth of what's what, yeah, some people are not gonna be happy about it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I done had enough of these individuals coming out disrespecting me and my people and thinking that it's just cool. I done had enough. It is what it is. This dude is what I ain't got nothing else to say to him or about him or whatever. This just came across my timeline. I actually saw it yesterday, but I wasn't even gonna bother with it really, you know. But since he just made a video a few days ago, right? Whatever, a week, less than a week, about this issue, about the comments that Lucky made, about the fade with Spody Face. He addressed me in this video He acted like he was trying to resolve the situation and calm things down, de-escalate, no war and all of that. Only for this to happen days later. These people can't help it. They can't help themselves. How they really feel, the hatred is so strong that it has to come out one way or another. You just need to understand why you are so hated, black man. You need to understand your gift, why you're so hated. You're so gifted. That's why. You need to understand why you're so hated, bro. And these people couldn't survive without us, by the way. Nobody could. Why they act like they hate us so fucking much. But I'm not going to make any generalizations, unlike this individual. And I'm going to keep it directed towards him and not the entire Latino community. Because I am convinced that not all of them feel this way. Not all of them. Just too many. Just a whole lot of them do. It keeps coming out, bro. And they like to point the finger as soon as something comes out. Well, y'all said this. Black podcaster said that. Which is just a way to skirt accountability. No, let's talk about this. Not that. Let's talk about this right now. They don't want to have that conversation, bro. So things are going to continue the way that they are until the shit is addressed in earnest. But when this shit comes out, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to address it, bro. I'm trying to be done with this racial shit, particularly as it relates to the Hispanics, to the Latino. You know, I just don't see them as the enemy. I know who the fuck my enemy is. Some of them just don't know that I'm not their enemy. That's the fucking problem. You know, they never have this smoke. They never have this anger, this hatred towards any other race than black people. Black people are not the ones kicking in your doors, taking your kids and taking your mothers away. Black people are not the ones calling you rapists and drug dealers and building walls so that you can't come over to a place that was yours to begin with. Where's the anger towards the people who are breaking up your fucking families? Incarcerating you, killing you, calling you a piece of shit, an alien. Where's the hatred towards them people? You have none for them. Nothing but love. You want to be like them. You hate us, but love them. This is ridiculous. This makes no sense. This disqualifies you motherfuckers from being real. Fuck, you hate us, but don't hate the motherfuckers who beating on you and cuffing you up and taking you out of the country. But you hate us so fucking much. But I never see videos about white people, how bad they are. Fuck them and calling them crackers or this devils and this. You'll never hear that. There's always something about black people. We ain't got no power. We ain't the one changing your life. The people who are changing your life for the worse, you have nothing to say to them. You ain't doing nothing. You're so tough, you're so killer, you're so organized. Go take the motherfuckers out. They taking your grandmothers and grandfathers out of here. You got no smoke for them. You only got smoke for what you believe to be an easy target. But it's not going to be that easy, man. The sooner that y'all understand that, the better off you'll be. Now, I know he's going to say, Damian Porter is cool until he gets all pumped up. No, fuck you. Keep my name out your fucking racist ass mouth. Thought we was on another page. Thought I was relating to another OG from the other side of the tracks that I can get with and come together and maybe we can bring some peace amongst our races and our people. Only to find out you're just like the rest of them. What a shame, Cali legends. Stay safe and stay free, people. Disgusting. Welcome to another episode, everyone. Many people are not happy about what Spider Loc had to say about Monster Cody from A Trade Gangster. I played it for you all yesterday, the interview that he did, in which he essentially accused Monster Cody of being gay. Now, many gang members, OG members from LA are responding and reacting. Some of them are
And it just goes to show, man, that there is a lot of hate and prejudiceness from the raza. Because how is he gonna say you want to unite and then we as one like run all that whoop, but then you gonna sit there and say the Mayates don't know what they're talking about or whatever, you feel me? Yeah, so man, happy new year to everybody, bro. In a little bit, man. Like I said, 2026, we coming in real hot. So don't bleed. We on one. Shout out to Damian Porter, man. Y'all go check out Real Stories with Damian Porter on the channel, man. Um, but yeah, man, I don't agree with Hood Street Legends. I don't agree with Marvelous. He's a chomo. We on to the next one. Hit that hype button, hit that like button. We on.